1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Please pay attention at all times. Let's introduce our starting lineup. Starting with the Highlanders from Northern Highlands. At forward, number 23, Connor Casado. At forward, number 55, Davin Friedman. At forward, number 71, Ben Parada. On defense, number 40, Griffin Collins. On defense, 25, Caden Reck. And in goal, number 31, Baker Russellback. Islanders coaches, our head coach, Jason Bedwick, Vincent Capano, Scott Grossman, Joe Serino, Justin Rex.
That guy's great.
What's that?
Now for the starting lineup for the Green Knights of St. Joe's. Starting at forward, number 14, Jason Juno. Number 50, Kyle Kudratowicz. Number 56, Kristen Casaza. On defense, number 2, Nikita Bogatrev. On defense, number 3, Artis Akpadov. And in goal, number 35, Dave Florio. Coaching for St. Joe's are Matt Juno and John Hughes. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask you to stand to your feet at the table and please remove your hats for the play of our national anthem.
We are back at the Ice Vault where St. Joe's started their season against Don Bosco. This time we got a slightly different opponent for the BCC tournament. It's St. Joe's against Northern Highlands. St. Joe's coming off a tough loss against Don Bosco over at Sportorama. You know, they outshot them by a lot, but just got unlucky in overtime. Great game from Gabe Florio, had the double save in overtime. But we're going to see what happens here. St. Joe's should be strong when it comes to shots on goal. And they just got to ride a lot of momentum. What do you think, George?
They got to bring the energy, put the pucks down in D, put shots on goal. That's all you got to do to win the game.
Good stuff. So the teams huddle up and they will slowly start to take the ice. In goal for Northern Highlands, Baker Brusselback. And for St. Joe's, it is Gabe Florio. It is loud here over at Ice Vault. Speakers not very loud here, unlike Sportorama. And here we are in the face-off. Christian Casaza against Gavin Friedman. Two centers as the face-off goes in favor of St. Joe's over to Mangarelli. And it's flicked up into the offensive zone, goes back into the boards. Casaza chases it down. Starting for St. Joe's, the forwards are Kondratovic, as a shot from Kondratovic is deflected by Brusselback. Starters are Kondratovic, Casaza, and Jason Juno as the forwards. On defense, Dante Mangarelli and Arhip Akhmedov. As Bogatrev gets back into the corner. And of course, goalkeeper Gabe Florio comes into the slot, back out to center ice. St. Joe's keeping it into the zone. Shot wide right from Casaza. Now Kondratovic has it, gets it into the point, comes out. Juno's shot blocked by the stick of Griffin Connors. Now it's Akhmedov at the point, long shot blocked by the stick of Davin Friedman. Greg Zimmer pressuring, goes back into the boards. Now back at center ice. Highlanders get it back into the corner. Akhmedov retrieves it and clears. That will be an icing.
It's a great start for St. Joe's right now. Putting up all of the energy, laying the body, getting the shots and the tips. It's a great way to start a hockey game.
Face-off goes by Northern Highlands as the shot doesn't really make it towards the crease. Now Roderick has it at the point. Long shot saved by Florio.
After a tough loss against Don Bosco a few days ago, Gabe Florio had a great game. Just an unlucky turnover to win the game. Gabe bounced back at the beginning of this game very well than how he reacted to that game.
St. Joe's currently has the edge on shots, 2-1. They'll have a face-off in the right circle. Battle for the puck. And St. Joe's trying to come away with it, gets it over to Papacioli. Long shot right into the chest of Brusselback. Papacioli sort of had it in the face-off circle to the right. Long shot just looked like he was aiming for the far side, but just doesn't go his way. Now it's Flanagan in the face-off for St. Joe's. Comes right back out for Papacioli, a little bit of ground ball. Scooped by Brusselback.
St. Joe's is starting to game out hot. 4 shots already in not even 3 minutes. They could get more and put the puck back in the net.
Flanagan will go again for the face-off. Comes back out to Papacioli. Deflects it into the glass. Gets it out for Agostoni. Over to Langanovskis. Mishandles the puck. Now Flanagan has it. Gets it back to Agostoni at the right point. Now into the circle for Papacioli. Puck comes out. It was turned aside by Brusselback. Battle for the puck in the boards. Comes back out as Northern Highlands tries to break away with it. Goes out for Barada. Into the slot was Friedman. Shot saved by Florio.
Move over.
So we'll have another St. Joe's face-off in their defensive zone. Highlands starting to do a better job getting the pressure on as they win the face-off. And almost a deflected shot into the net. It was deflected by Beswick. Just goes a little too high. Now a battle for the puck in the boards. Goes back out. And now St. Joe's, it's Garipian with the puck. Going to be a sharp angle. He's pressured by Stollmeyer. Gets it back out to Bogatrev. As Max Juno flips it into the boards. Moss waiting at the right point. Gets it back to Garipian. As his pass is deflected by a Northern Highlands stick. Puck is chased into the corner. Highlands tries to clear. Moss keeps it. Gets it into the boards, and it is taken by Caden Reck. As it deflects into the Northern Highlands bench.
James, what do you think the game plan should be for the rest of this period with all the pressure St. Joseph has put on Northern Highlands?
Well, for Northern Highlands, they just got to keep the pressure strong. They've been doing a good job so far. Currently lead Northern Highlands 5-2 on shots as the puck goes well into the glass. Jason Juno Gets it to Casaza behind the net. Mangarelli for Kondratovic into the slot. Loose puck. 3 different guys battling for it. Battle for the puck in the corner. Jason Juno for Kondratovic. From the circle, a shot turned aside by Brusselback. Mangarelli has it at the point over to Akhmedov. Bouncing puck comes back out into the slot. And Northern Highlands clears. Comes back at center ice for Juno. Over to Kondratovic from the right. Leaves it for Casaza. Going to be a tough shot as a left sticker. Akhmedov, wide shot, blocked by, looks like number 8, and they score! It was Christian Casaza from a sharp angle, and St. Joe's jumps out in front, 1-0. Well, just pressure them long enough, and eventually they will blink.
That was a really hard shot to get to. Right in front of the net, put it over to goalie's a blocker. It was a great shot, well-placed shot.
Nice shot by Casaza on the far side. Milan Kutsevich wins the faceoff. Langanovskis for Greg Zimmer. Sort of passed too hard to Kutsevich. Kutsevich leaves it for Langanovskis in the defensive zone. Flipped up by Garipian into the corner. St. Joe's stays on offense. Puck comes back out for Highlands. As Ben Barada couldn't keep it down, Greg Zimmer takes over behind the net. And now into the slot as Florio freezes the puck. Sort of got lucky that Highlands mishandled the puck, got a nice easy stop. I think if that puck was taken into the slot, it would have been much tougher on Florio.
Northern Highlands was lucky there. After they got to the puck in the zone, he could have got called for interference and roughing in corner with Greg Zimmer.
Long shot, wide right. St. Joe's clears. Goes back into the corner. As Northern Highlands has it in the defensive zone. Gets it out to Friedman. Friedman still with it at center ice. Has to beat a couple. Connor White takes it over. Puck is loose. Zagastoni flips it out or tries to get it. And a long shot turned aside by Florio. Barada with a long shot. Florio knocks it down. Now Flanagan. Shot way deflected into the netting.
St. Joe's is coming out hot. After that one goal, and you're going to see another, and then they're going to start flowing in in this tournament. And hopefully they will play on Thursday against Ridgewood or Don Bosco.
St. Joe's 0-2 against Don Bosco, both with 2-1 losses, coming off a loss on Friday at Sportorama, a loss in overtime. Jason Juno had the lone goal for St. Joe's that took place at the start of the second period. And Northern Highlands is offsides.
The player should have known better. He was clearly offsides from here, maybe by like one skate stride, but he should have known.
Face off in the neutral zone. Kutsevich jumps. So now it'll be Max Juno in the face off as Highlands tries to come away with it in their own zone. And Highlanders call for icing.
The Highlanders just try and keep the puck away from St. Joe's as they're aggressive with you're leading by 4 shots. They just have to keep the puck away and try to break out and tie the game up.
It's like trying to say Islanders. Try not to get confused. Northern Highlands Highlanders. Face-off goes in favor of St. Joe's. Mangarelli at the right point. Long shot as Kondratovic tried to deflect it. Easy save for Brusselback. Jason Juno chases it down as they'll try to turn over the puck again. Kondratovic has it from the side. Juno. Shot and he scores! St. Joe's jumps out in front 2-0 in the first period. Jason Juno with a shot, basically in the exact same spot Casaza shot it. On their 10th shot, they take a 2-0 lead. That goal, Jason Juno is now the team leader in goals with 7. Kondratovic right behind him with 6. Kutsevich in the face-off. St. Joe's has it. Kutsevich. Puck is hit into the boards. Goes back into the corner. Zimmer chases it down as he gets shoved down by number 8 of Northern Highlands. Battle for the puck. Kutsevich in it. Knocking it down is Chardulo. Zimmer with the puck. And puck goes back out. Garipian with it for Akhmedov to Zimmer. Long shot by Zimmer from the point. And a save by Brusselback. Not sure if that would have went in.
The Highlanders just trying to equal out the intensity of the game, throwing their bodies around, trying to make St. Joe's tired and get more shots on net.
Not very successful so far. St. Joe's leads. The Highlanders 11-4 in shots, 2-0 by goals. Highlanders try to clear it. Glove down. And a 2-on-3. Not in favor of the Highlanders as St. Joe's catches up. Trying to take over the puck. And it's Papaccioli for Flanagan. He's going to drive up. Going to be a shot. Aiming for the far side. Blocked by Ben Barada. Comes back out and he scores! Edvards Langanovskis from the left point on the deflection. And St. Joe's leads 3-0. I beg your pardon, that might have been Joe Flanagan who scored. I'm pretty sure I saw a 74. It only makes sense for it to be Langanovskis because the shot was from the point. For now,
that was a great shot, great tip. That's some great work there to score their third.
It was Langanovskis who got the shot off, and it might have been Flanagan on the deflection. As the puck is into the glass, glove down by Agostoni. Max Juno tries to leave it for Gretchen. St. Joe's keeping the pressure. With 6:19 left to go in the first period. Once again, James Griglio joined by George Claudio in this BCC tournament game. Agostoni has it for Langanovskis in the defensive zone. Now it's Agostoni. And now it's the Highlanders with the puck. Flips it into the glass. Langanovskis gets it for Juno. Loose puck.
Number 15, Ryan Waterstorm. Time to goal, 6:44 left in the first period.
So just to clear up confusion, the goal was scored by Joe Flanagan. His stick was the last one to touch it, as Langanovskis gets got the assist. Now it's Jason Juneau, and the shot high from Bogatrev. Angarelli gets it for Bogatrev. Shot is deflected by Brusselback as the Highlanders take the icing.
There's nothing that the Highlanders could do right now. Just keeping the puck away, trying to space out in St. Joe's, try not to score another goal in this period.
Got to try their best to chip away. Already got a big deficit very early in this game. Face-off goes in favor of the Highlanders. They will not break away with it. Glove down by Juneau. He's looking for someone in the slot. Couldn't find anyone. Bogatrev tries to get into the corner, and he will do so successfully. Now it's Bogatrev at the left point. Juneau comes around. Mangarelli gets it for Casaza. For Mangarelli. Back to Bogatrev. Shot and a broken stick. It was Tyler Van Dyke's stick who snapped on Bogatrev's shot. And now St. Joe's going to try to come away with it again. One-timer from Juneau, turned aside by Brusselback. And now, finally seeing the Highlanders break away on a 3-on-2 as good pressure by Greg Zimmer doesn't let him get the shot off. Battle for the puck. With 3:40 left to go in the first period. Still a battle. Finally comes out. Highlanders have possession. Got to try and get a shot off here. They will. And it is blocked by the stick of Zimmer. Now Kuksevich is going to drive it back up into the offensive zone. A 3-on-2 for St. Joe's. Kuksevich tries to leave it for Chardulo. And the puck comes out for Northern Highlands. Now St. Joe's takes over in their own zone. Offside warning. For Northern Highlands, they never touch the puck. Here's a shot from Garipian and a save by Brusselback. Garipian in it at the corner. Fake the one-timer was Kutsevich. And now the Highlanders have a 2-on-1. Gets it into the slot and no shot. Goes towards Florio. Now Garipian gets it into the boards. And the puck is loose as the Highlanders clear. Bound to happen at some point. Now Akhmedov has it. Gets it for Papacholi. Glove down by Flanagan. Back in the corner. White gets a shot off and it is saved by Brusselback. Akhmedov gets it for battle for the puck. Papaccioli in it. Akhmedov keeps it in. Bouncing puck. Comes back out. Connor White. Shot goes into the corner. Wasn't a shot. And comes to Langanovskis. Offside warning against the Highlanders. So St. Joe's is going to get a chance with the puck. Puck is deflected into the glass. Papacioli has it. Gets it for Langanovskis.
Last minute to play in the first period.
1 minute left in the first period. St. Joe's holding on to a 3-0 lead as Moss is in it. Puck comes into the slot, and the Highlanders, good pressure by Flanagan, just not letting Northern Highlands just break away with it. Not only has the offense just been dominant in this game, but the defense has been even better. Bogatrev has it. Tries to get it over to Gretchen with 25 left. Langanovskis in the circle to Juno. St. Joe's might try to break away one last time. Has it for Moss in the slot, and it's deflected into the netting with 9.5 left.
St. Joe's is just keeping the puck away with all the pressure. The Highlanders haven't really done anything from how St. Joe's is keeping the puck away, laying the body, taking shots. That's why they're winning 3-0 right now.
St. Joe's has outshot Northern Highlands 15-4. Faceoff goes in favor of St. Joe's, but the Highlanders should be able to clear. St. Joe's has it, and that is going to do it for the first period. St. Joe's holding on to a 3-0 lead. We'll go into intermission. Don't go away. We'll see you for the second period.
Yeah, I forgot to look.
Huh? Three. I thought it was a gospel quarter. We got 11 minutes. All right. We are back for the second period. Thanks for joining us once again. James Griglio alongside George Claudio. St. Joe's holding on to a 3-0 lead as the face-off goes in favor of St. Joe's, and now the puck is cleared back into the corner. Flipped off the glass. And now St. Joe's is going to try to break away with it. As Bogachev has it in the slot, turned aside by Russellback. Goals in this game were scored by Joe Flanagan, Jason Juneau, and Christian Casaza as the puck goes back into the boards. Chasing it down is Mangarelli, captain defenseman of the Green Knights, as the Highlanders try to intercept it at center ice. Connor White flips it for Agostoni. Now it comes out for Papacholi. Swing and a miss from Carter Breswick. Tried to clear it, but just missed the puck with his stick. And now Brooks Stonemeyer gets it back out. Two people try to glove it down as the Highlanders will have it in the offensive zone as Juneau falls down. Now Zimmer has the puck, gets it back out for Kondratovic. Akhmedov from the point, shot saved by Russellback.
St. Joe's is coming out hot, scoring 3 goals in the first period. Playing great defense, gotten a few shots on goal. And
Face-off goes in favor of the Highlanders, but St. Joe's has it in the slot. Couldn't get a strong shot off. Highlanders seeming to do a slightly better job controlling the puck. Now Casaza with it. Kondratovic has it. And the shot is deflected by Kondratovic. And that puck deflects into the netting. So 12:29 left to go in this second period. Puck comes into the crease. The Highlanders clear. Lyganovskis chases it down. Goes back to Agostoni. Ripien tries to get a stick on. Couldn't hold on. As Friedman gets it back into the corner. Now Lyganovskis. A good break. Mishandled by Chardulo. He has it again. Puck is at the red line. This looks like St. Joe's constantly has an extra man on the ice. Not see any penalties in the first period, as a shot is deflected off of Florio. Turns it aside right, to his right. And St. Joe's, Skaripian has it with the puck. And Chardulo leaves it for Kutsevich. I thought I was going to try another Michigan. Gets it back into the corner. And the Highlanders not clear. He's pressured by Kutsevich. Skaripian loses his stick. Glove down. And now it's Agostoni with the puck. Over to Caden Reck. Florio leaves it for Langanovskis. And he's going to take it himself. 3-on-3. Gets it into the boards. Puck is loose. Pressured by Nick Moss. As it comes out. And the clear is blocked. Now Gretchen going to try to get a shot, and he's pressured by Lakin Roddick. Puck goes into the corner with 10:20 left to go in the second period. Now it's into the slot for Gretchen. Shot was blocked. Comes back out for Bogatrev. And now this is probably the best chance. Highlands have a breakaway 2-on-1, and they couldn't connect the pass. Blocked by Dante Mangarelli. Now Gretchen. Ooh, a big hit as Gretchen goes down. And now Stollmeyer tried to leave it. And ooh, Highlanders playing much tougher this period as St. Joe's. It doesn't seem they're playing very scared anymore. We can put it that way.
Yeah. They were just playing nervous in the beginning of the game. Now they are finally calming down, shutting down St. Joe's as of right now.
Fast-paced game of hockey. Not really any stoppages in the second period. Akhmedov has it at the left point as it is stopped by Brusselback. Face-off goes in favor of St. Joe's. Flanagan comes away with the puck. As Papacholi tries to leave it for White. Puck is loose in the slot. And the shot put inside by Brusselback. Impressive save. That was easily his best save tonight. It was flat-footed and manages to get his shoulder on it. Deflects it into the netting.
There's 2 saves in a row, one right after another. That was one of the best saves of the night that we saw so far from both teams.
For St. Joe's for shots on goal. Highlanders have the puck. It's not really communicating all that well as Augustoni goes down. And now they'll try to break away for a 3-on-2. Comes back out towards the center. Failed one-timer. They get a shot into the crease, and it is saved by Florio. Now Friedman in his own corner. He has Rodick at the point, but a battle for the puck. St. Joe's just locked in on defense as Northern Highlands couldn't find their teammates. Now Kondratovic takes over. Gets it to Casaza at the left point. Casaza back for Langanovskis. Over to Kondratovic, a long shot. Wasn't really a shot on goal as Casaza has it. For Kondratovic. And eaten up by Brusselback.
St. Joe's is having a great offense right now, out-shooting the Highlanders 21-5.
We're starting to see the Highlanders sort of get back into it. They're not really getting many shots on goal off, but they are doing a much better job with the possession. Puck goes back out. Garipian has it. Northern Highlands also fell short to Del Barton 4-2. St. Joe's tied Del Barton 2-2 at Sportorama as the shot is blocked by the stick of Van Dyke. Battle for the puck. Kutsevich is going to come out with it. Gets it from Mangarelli from the point. And now to Bogatrev. Kutsevich gets it out, and a save by Brusselback. Shot came from Mangarelli from the point. With 6:43 left to go in the second period. Keep in mind, the second intermission is much shorter than the first one.
This game is going fast, real quick. St. Joseph's up, and knowing they might win the game, up 3, but there's still a chance the Highlanders might come back and win.
Playing a clean game. St. Joe's trying to avoid the penalties and make quick work of Northern Highlands High School as the Highlanders clear. Akhmedov leaves it for Zimmer. And now a pickoff. Going to try to come around, and a great save by Florio, lying on his belly, and turns it away with his glove. Puck is cleared as Brusselback leaves it for Roddick. Yeah. Gotta hit resume. Hit resume. Make sure. Make sure it's still on. Puck goes back into the corner. And we have a stoppage. Hold on. And it turns out St. Joe's will go on the power play. You have to send a new link. So St. Joe's on the power play. Penalty goes against Tyler Van Dyke. First power play of the game. St. Joe's really going to try to capitalize here and really solidify this game. Kutsevich for Akhmedov. And mishandled by Kutsevich. Taken right back. Garipian has it. Puck is loose. Kutsevich leaves it. Takes the one-timer. And a shot over to Chardulo. It was Chardulo with the shot. I thought it went in for a second, but it goes into the glass. Now Garipian. The shot blocked by Ben Barada, and he's having himself a game as the puck deflects into the netting. So 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining in the power play. St. Joe's holding on to a 3-1 lead. Have outshot Northern Highlands 22-8. As Northern Highlands clears. Florio leaves it for Flanagan. Cusato staying in the offensive zone. Now Casaza. Jason Juno leaves it for Bogatrev. Over to Flanagan. Gets it to Kondratovic, and his shot is wide left. 34 left in the power play. St. Joe's trying to cook something up. Great defense. And a loose stick as the shot is turned aside by Brusselback. Now it's Juno from a sharp angle. Gets it over to Flanagan. Gets it into the crease, and the puck comes out. 13 left in the power play. Casaza for Juno. Now Kondratovic shot deflected by the stick of Cusato. As the puck is frozen, we have some pushing and shoving from Juno and Kondratovic for St. Joe's.
At the end of the power play for St. Joe's, Highlanders is not really suffering after not letting any goals in during the power play. So the power play didn't really matter for the Highlanders.
Period. We have a quick second intermission. Then the play of the third period as Langanovskis has it. And should be a holding call on Kutsevich. He couldn't get up as the penalty expired. Langanovskis leaves it for Kutsevich. Gonna take it. He falls down trying to pull off a juke. As Augustoni has at the left point. And now the Highlanders are going to try to drive it back up. Verado. And pressured by Augustoni, couldn't get the shot off. Verado gets it back out for Friedman. One-timer, and it's blocked by White. 38 seconds left to go in the second period. James Griglio alongside George Claudio as St. Joe's tries to get it out of danger. Connor White has it. Papacholi takes over. And Langanovskis just going to try and kill the clock. St. Joe's flicks it back into the corner. Trying to kill some of the momentum after a great power play kill from Northern Highlands. As they're going to try to drive it back into the zone. It's a shot into the boards with 10 seconds left. Puck comes out for Juneau. And a quick shot turned aside. And that, excuse me, they might have blown the whistle before the clock winded down. However, we will go to intermission. St. Joe's holding on to a 3-1 lead. Quick 5-minute break. We'll be back for the third period. For period 3-1 St. Joe's lead, as it is immediately cleared into the Highlander zone. St. Joe's getting some early pressure. Zimmer, shot turned aside. Goes back into the boards. And now another takeaway from Barada. Now Kasaza tries to get it over for Kondratovic. Going to get a shot off his high. A little too much power. Some early pressure from the Highlanders. Both teams trying to keep up with each other. And some miscommunication as instead of a pass, it's just a clear. St. Joe's gets it right back in. Now Augustoni to the point, almost hits the official as he rolls it along the glass. Hit into the boards. Puck is loose. Now going to try to come away with it is Beswick. And Langenofskas mishandles it. Has it in the defensive zone. Augustoni for Langenofskas. And the puck is cleared. That will not be an icing as Rodneck chases it down. And now Garipian going to try to come away with it. Kutsevich from the circle into the slot. A shot wide left. Garipian gets it back out for Bogachev. Back to Garipian. And the pass is intercepted by Van Dyke. And now Kutsevich gets it into the slot. No one there. The Highlanders going to try to come away with it. One unanswered goal for them in the second period as St. Joe's is offsides.
The Highlanders must have a good middle of the game talk because they're coming out hot, shutting down St. Joe's on offense and getting their own chances when they're in their own offensive end.
Flanagan for the faceoff in the neutral zone. Leaves it for Zimmer. It's flicked into the corner by Zimmer. Whoever moves on, whoever wins this game will move on to play in the finals on Thursday. I believe it is Ridgewood or Don Bosco. Greg Zimmer shot as Flanagan tried to deflect it. St. Joe's keeping calm with the puck with 12 minutes left. And a shot and glove down by Brusselback. Had himself a good game, has just been locked in since the first period. St. Joe's got a few rough shots on him.
After the 3 goals, St. Joe's hasn't scored anything since. In the third period, they got to put something up to put this game out.
Yeah, I thought from the very beginning that this game was going to be a blowout, but Northern Highlands really staying in it as Langenofskas chases it down in his own zone. Leaves it for Augustoni. Some miscommunication from the Highlanders, and now St. Joe's with a 3-on-2. Juno leaves it, comes back into the slot for Juno, couldn't hang on. And now Barada, 3-on-2. A little too far behind, another broken stick. This one for Tyler Van Dyke. Langenofskas is going to take a shot, he scores! Edvards, Langenofskas. And St. Joe's with a huge insurance goal as they take a 4-1 lead in the third period.
It was a great aim shot barred down over the goalie's head. Yeah, couldn't do anything about that, or just getting hit in the head, maybe a concussion. It was a great aim shot. If I was a goalie, I would have gotten away out of that too.
Just pinpoint accuracy from the senior defenseman. Big time insurance from St. Joe's. Good way to steal the momentum right back as Garipian has it. Tried to leave it for Chardulo. Chardulo did not see it. Bogatrev keeps it in the offensive zone. Highlanders trying to clear as Garipian tries to get a stick on it, and it comes out for Mangarelli in the neutral zone. Gets it to Bogatrev. Now battle for the puck. Comes back out into the slot. Garipian's going to leave it for Mangarelli. Back to Garipian. Pass was just too fast for Garipian to handle. Goes back behind the net. Over to Mangarelli. Battle for the puck. Highlanders going to try to clear, but it goes right into the stick of Bogatrev. Now Garipian has it. From the right point, Kutsevich. Tries to beat one, not successful. Now Kutsevich has it by the red line for Stonemeyer. It comes back out. At center ice, Greg Zimmer over to Garipian. Be a tough shot for the lefty. And a shot by Kutsevich. Good pressure by Caden Reck, leaving an easy save for Brusselback with just under 10 left.
And it looks like Gabe Florio got subbed out for Billy after St. Joe's is up 3 goals. Coach Juno is trying to put in the rookie to sophomore and try and trust him for the last 10 minutes of the game.
Billy Boyan only played in 1 game this season. Is 7 for 7 on shots on goal. Has not allowed a goal yet. As St. Joe's gets it back out, Papacholi has it. And now Barada mishandles it. A long shot and caught by Brusselback.
And it was a catcher's save right in front of him with the glove, with the hockey glove.
Yeah, I think you can just tell 2 baseball players are calling this hockey game.
And one doing the scoreboard for us.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Fana for subbing in for Dean Toscanos and Nishan Patel. And doing the scoreboard for us. As Augustoni has at the point, blocked by the stick of Van Dyke. Puck is loose, St. Joe's controls. Now Augustoni, and the shot is wide. Puck goes back into the boards. Caden Reck has it, beats one, and clears. Rolling puck. And now Donovan Gretchen from the right point. Over to Juno. And the shot. Tried to get a backhand shot off as it just deflects high. Now Moss has it, falls down, allowing Northern Highlands to clear. Mangarelli chases it down, gets it back out, right into the stick of a Highlands player, and the shot, and he scores! Just an unlucky bounce. Looks like it might have been deflected by Christian Casaza on accident, and it bounces over Boyan and into the net as Northern Highlands catches a huge break.
After that goal, Northern Highlands is 2 goals away from tying up the game. They got 8 minutes left. It's impossible to tie up the game and go to push it to overtime.
Only 9 shots and 2 goals. At least the Highlanders have done a very good job on capitalizing. Now St. Joe's Really needs to get back into it as a nice save by Brusselback. Needs to keep the momentum. That shot was not Boyan's fault. Highlanders win the faceoff. And it goes out for Mangarelli at the point. It's going to get it to Bogatrev. Long shot. Blocked by Brusselback, and he gloves it.
St. Joe's is just wasting time right now. They're up by 2. They just need another goal to ice the game. They're just going to play conservative offense and defense. Just dump the puck in the offensive zone and chase after it.
Well, the defense has done a great job, allowing only 9 shots. Just one great breakaway from Barada as Bogatrev gloves it down. And now here's Barada. Mangarelli takes it over. Good pressure from the captain defenseman. And now St. Joe's is going to drive it back into the offensive zone, and the shot from Mangarelli goes into the bench. Dangerous shot there.
That could took someone's head off. Someone was standing right there, but it hit off the glass and into the bench. That shot had some power behind it.
Puck moves very fast, even in high school hockey. As Flanagan has it. And St. Joe's is offsides.
That was clearly offsides of number 8. He stepped into the zone while the puck was going into the zone. No intent to get it back onside.
That was Shane Papacioli who was offsides. As Akhmedov tries to get a shot off, is blocked by the stick of Goldenberg. Back into the corner with 6:43 left. Papacioli gets it for White. Over to Zimmer at the point. Back to Akhmedov from the left. And the shot is turned aside by Brusselback. Connor White, battle for the puck. Comes out for St. Joe's. Tried to get it to Papacioli. As that could have been a hold. As Stonemeyer tried to get to the puck, and it's deflected into the netting with just over 6 minutes left.
You got the Highlands have to come back here or never, because they're down by 2 goals, winding down the rest of the time of the game. There's going to be no chance if they can't score another goal right now to tie the game.
Well, they should be down by 3 right now. Just an unlucky occurrence between Casaza and Boyan. As the Highlanders are going to try to drive it into the zone. Not going their way. Great defense from St. Joe's. Keeping all the starters in aside from Billy Boyan, now in the goal. Casaza gets it over for Juno. And that's going to be a shove. Or a St. Joe's offside. Not sure what it could have been.
It was Jason Juno offside. He let the puck go behind him, and he jumped offside.
So face off in the neutral zone due to the offside. As Northern Highlands has control in their own zone, as Barada couldn't keep it down. Brought back into the corner for Langanovskis. Back to Ryan Augustoni. Highlanders, Barada, a shot. Puck doesn't go through. Now Casaza tries to flip it out. Turns out he'll stay with the puck. Might have done him a favor. Shot from Casaza, blocked by number 8. And now a save from Brusselback with just under 5 left.
I'm surprised the goalie saved that. That had some great power behind it. One of the hardest shots of the day, but he got his blocker on that. He made a good reaction save.
Some great pressure by number 8 of Northern Highlands. Mangarelli has it towards the face-off circle. Back out to the point. To Garipian. And the Highlanders going to try to keep it. And now it comes into the slot. Good defense by the Highlanders, not letting St. Joe's get a shot off. The puck is all over the place right now. St. Joe's calms it down. A long shot. Deflected off Rec. Deflected into the glass. Bogatrev keeps it in. And the Highlanders finally clear. And now Friedman will get a shot off. And a save by Boyan. And now Dante Mangarelli with some pushing and shoving getting behind his goalie. As one player goes down, the officials try to settle it down.
It might look like the Northern Highlands will go on the power play.
Milan Kutsevich heads into the box.
He's 2 minutes for roughing. Just throwing someone to the ground.
I thought it could have been a goalie interference because the puck was still out and Boyan went down.
The puck was loose, I think. Or the refs didn't call it in time. That's what happened.
So a golden opportunity for the Highlanders as they'll get their first power play of the night. They win the faceoff. Sets it up. And turned aside by Boyan. Deflected into the glass as St. Joe's clears. Russellback leaves it for Rec. Good pressure by St. Joe's even though they are shorthanded. Now Rec's going to try to get a shot. Saved by Boyan. A shot, another save by Boyan. Great work by the backup goalie. Another shot. And they score. Lakin Roddick on the power play. And just like that, Northern Highlands is back within 1. I'm pretty sure that means Gabe Florio will come back in.
No, Coach Chino is keeping him on the bench. Juno just wants to finish this game. It's just a semi-final game against Northern Highlands. So St. Joseph will score another one, ice the game, and hopefully still win. But Northern Highlands has all the momentum right now after scoring that one goal.
As Parada immediately deflects it into the St. Joe's bench. Again, just unlucky for Burgle. Great pressure by Northern Highlands. Excuse me, Billy Boyan. Luke Burgle's the other goalie. So Kontovic will go in the faceoff. Won by Northern Highlands. Connors gets it for Friedman. And St. Joe's has it with 3 minutes left to play. No ice warning. And now Kondratovic is going to have it. It's a miscommunication. Now Barada has it. Gets it over to Friedman. And Kondratovic takes it over. Just going to try to secure the puck as that one's deflected into the boards. As Bogatrev clears. with 2.5 left. It's becoming a really stressful game of hockey. Highlanders just trail by 1. George, you think it's sort of a questionable decision for Matt Juneau not opting to go back to Gabe Florio?
No, I say it's a good decision. It's one way or another to see where your mistakes are during the game. You won't even get that during a normal practice. Billy will get out of it after this game, but everything else down the road for him will be great.
Just under 2 minutes left to go. As Ratner has it, the shot is blocked by Greg Zimmer. And St. Joe's, Joe Flanagan, 1 versus 2. Couldn't get the shot off, good pressure. As Akhmedov comes on the ice, keeps it in the zone. As St. Joe's is offsides.
It's a mixed intensity as of now, but Northern Highlands has a little bit more than St. Joe's after the 2 straight unanswered goals.
Face off goes by the way of Northern Highlands. Now Barada tried to get a shot off. It was blocked by Augustoni. Good choice by Boyan to freeze the puck. With 1:22 left.
If Billy lets in one more goal, Juneau has to put Gabe back in. It's going to be overtime if they do end up scoring one more goal. It's like a sudden death overtime. 4-on-4 until someone wins.
Looks like we might have a timeout here coming from St. Joe's. So 1 minute. We'll be right back after the timeout. Billy Boyan still in the net as we have a face-off in the St. Joe's defensive zone. Comes out for number 8 at the point, gets into the corner. St. Joe's got to try and kill every second possible. Northern Highlands doing everything they can to keep it in the offensive zone. Casaza gets it back into the corner. As Friedman falls down, St. Joe's clears. I'm sure they'll have no problem taking this ice. No icing. Puck rolled nice and slow. That killed at least 10 seconds there. Huge clear from St. Joe's.
Yeah. The Highlands should pull their goalie again, and
there they are. They have an extra man on the ice, and now immediately comes out for Flanagan. Goes back into the corner. Defensemen doing everything they can to keep St. Joe's from putting it in the empty net. And now on the 6-on-5. St. Joe's tries to take over, and now Kondratovic is going to take it all the way to the empty net, and he scores. And that should just about solidify the game. I do think, for some reason, it was a questionable decision to pull the goalie, because St. Joe's has just done a great job. They've done a great job with defensive pressure. And we've not seen a great job from Northern Highlands just keeping possession of the puck. St. Joe's takes a 5-3 lead.
The Highlands had to take a chance there because this is a semifinal game for the Bergen County Championship. They have nothing to lose here until state, so that we won't see them again. They try and pull off an upset, but it's not going to happen tonight.
Puck is loose, and that will do it as St. Joe's at Icewall defeats Northern Highlands 5-3. And we will have a game on Thursday, whether that's against Bosco or Ridgewood High School. St. Joe's 0-2 against Bosco. I mean, obviously, for that game, my money is on Don Bosco. But St. Joe's 0-2 against the Ironmen, going to try to bounce back, supposedly, unless Ridgewood pulls off a massive upset.
What's your prediction that who we're going to play on Thursday?
I think I've said it enough. I think it's going to be Don Bosco. So prep for a big game here at Icewall.
Fill the house.
100%. All right, thanks for hanging out with us. Once again, I'm James Griglio alongside George Claudio, Joe Fana helping us out with the scoreboard, and we will see you in the next broadcast.